about to sit down with a fistula survivor. I've kind of ambushed her, but she doesn't mind. How old are you?
I'm 40. I made 40 yesterday.
How are you? Looking good as always.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey guys, I hope you're doing good. I am at Westwood Hotel, about to sit down with a fistula survivor. She's really brave, Lesley. I think it's a very difficult subject for a lot of women to talk about, and I just want to hear her story, hear how she overcame all the issues that are basically brought about by fistula, in terms of how you feel about yourself, your health, your family, and yeah, just get a feel of what she has, what message she has for other survivors. I'm also here being interviewed by Kalekye Mumo, which I'll show you a clip of a little later on, and she's going to be asking me, I think, my pregnancy journey in juxtaposition with that of a woman who is experiencing fistula. So it's part of a campaign by Flying Doctors to end the shame against fistula. I will link the Flying Doctors link below. Find out how you can help. There's actually something I'm working towards the end of the year that's going to work as a way to raise awareness on fistula, so make sure you look out for that. So I'll get into it. I'll just have a couple of questions for her, and then I'll see you again when I'm doing something else. So I'm with Lesley. She's a businesswoman and a survivor of fistula, a beneficiary of the Flying Doctors program, where they operate on women to correct their fistula. Thank you so much for talking to me. I mean, you're so brave to come out and share your story. Yeah, and I know you've shared your story quite a bit, yeah, on different channels. Why do you think it's important for you to share your story, first of all?
My story, it's because of there are many people who are suffering quietly, thinking that we are alone, but this thing is there and it's possible to be treated.
Yeah.
So I want them to come out.
And you began to have an issue with fistula with your firstborn due to prolonged labor. Tell us a little bit about that. What happened?
I got my labor like on a Wednesday, and it took me 2 days up to Friday. That's when I gave birth. And when I gave birth, I didn't know it was there. I just thought it was a healing process.
Oh, you didn't know the fistula was there?
Yeah,
and how did it present itself? Was it sore? Was it a wound? Or what did it present itself like?
I thought it was a wound,
okay,
but it was a hole.
Okay.
But now I thought that it's going to heal with time. I thought it was a stitching. It was just healing, but it didn't heal.
So what happened? At what point were you like, something is wrong?
When the stool started leaking. Yeah.
And you had already gone home. You'd gone home with your baby.
I'd gone home for like a week. But I didn't know it was my first baby. I didn't know it was. I thought it was part of giving birth.
Wow.
Yeah, I was so young. I was just at 20.
So you said you started, because I know some of the symptoms include that, the leaking and not being able to hold. At what point did you then reach out to someone?
I saw a documentary on TV explaining about fistula,
Yeah.
and I went to a doctor. When I went to the doctor, he just told me it was an infection.
Yeah.
He gave me some medicine. After using the medicine, it didn't work.
Yeah.
And because I didn't know where to go, I was so shy. I didn't talk to anyone. I just kept quiet.
Wow. Okay. And then eventually, how did you then learn about Flying Doctors?
Now, after 20 years, that's when I learned about Flying Doctors in the camp that they were running at Kenyatta National Hospital through a friend who was suffering the same thing. Yeah.
Did it take you 20 years to correct your fistula?
Yeah.
So for 20 years, you lived with this, and the symptoms were still there. What were you experiencing on a day-to-day basis?
There was that leaking. My leaking was okay. It wasn't so much because it was when I used to have running stomach. Yeah, I used to control. I used to control my eating. I used to eat small portions.
And in between, did you have other children?
Yeah, I had 2 more.
Yeah.
Yeah, but through cesarean section.
But the fistula was never identified.
They never identified. Even when I went for the prenatal clinic, they never.
That's very worrisome, because you would think that they would have said something is wrong there.
I was expecting them to to tell me, but they didn't.
Do you know why there's a lack of education even on the side of the doctors? Have you now learned, is it just an issue of skill set, or is there a deeper problem where maybe we just need more education across the board on what fistula is?
Yeah, I think women should know from the clinic. Whenever they go to visit the clinic, the way they are taught how to manage the pregnancy, even fistula should be introduced.
Okay.
Because it's a problem that comes after, and it can come to any person, whether you are in town or in the village. It just happens. Because like my friend, she's a lawyer, and she gave birth in a private hospital in Nairobi, and it happens to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have about 2 more questions. One is, how did it affect your dignity, your family? Did they notice something was wrong with you, and how did that make you feel as Lesley?
I was feeling as if people knew what is happening with me, because sometimes even if I try to be clean in the morning, maybe in the afternoon some smell was coming out, but they never spoke to me, they never told me, but I could feel it.
And you were uncomfortable. Did you wear something for it? Would you wear like maternity pads or something?
No, I never used to wear anything, because my problem was when I used to have a running stomach.
I see.
Yeah, it was not a daily thing.
Yeah.
But when I used to have my running stomach, the muscles were just loose, and it will just pass.
You know, sometimes I think for you it's just the fact that you were able to know about you had first of all access to hygiene, right? Because a lot of women don't, and I think that's why you find that in marginalized areas, and I'm sure you've learned this, they're even sent away in a hut somewhere because they're smelling. And so for me, it's just something that really affects women's dignity. And so how are you doing now?
Now I'm good. I enjoy. I go partying because I'm not scared of eating in case I have a running stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're cured.
I'm okay.
All right, and that's thanks to Flying Doctors.
Yeah, thanks to Flying Doctors.
Okay. By the way, Lesley will also have been interviewed by Kalekye Mumo, so you'll probably find that interview coming up earlier than mine. I just wanted to pull her aside and speak to her about it. And as someone who's expecting, it's worrisome as well, because yes, I've had the education around fistula for a long time. I think I watched it many years ago. I believe it was on the Oprah show, and I also would read about it through the work that Flying Doctors and AMREF do. But I believe I didn't know that it can affect anyone. That is the one thing I've learned over the last 2 days. Wow.
Whether in the village or in town.
Brilliant. So yeah, I just want to thank you for sharing your story. Like I said, she's spoken to Kalekye, so I just wanted to sit down with her, mom to mom. Can I tell people your age? Seriously. Seriously. Let's just say this. She has a 20-year-old. And she looks like that. So I don't know what some of us are doing wrong. But thank you. And all the best in your journey. And thank you so much for educating people and for sharing your story. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you. I wish you all the best.
Thank
too.
you. Okay. So I've just come from interviewing Lesley, which you already have seen. And remember, I mentioned she has a 20-year-old. How old are you? She doesn't mind sharing this information. I've kind of ambushed her, but she doesn't mind. How old are you?
I'm 40. I made 40 yesterday.
I'm sorry. Guys, I know you'll agree with me, and I'm sure your comments below will say the same. She doesn't look 40. I think you look like you're in your early 30s.
Wow.
Yeah. So give us 3 tips on how to look young.
Love yourself.
Nice.
Drink a lot of water. And be happy with everything and everyone.
You know what's amazing is you went through a lot. So maybe my final question can be, how were you able, despite all that, all the issues you went through with your fistula, how were you able to stay positive and just like power through for 20 years? What is it that kept you going?
My kids.
Yeah,
My
I can
kids.
relate. Kids just make you stronger.
Yeah.
And you, how old are all your children now?
My kids are 20, 13, and 8 years. 2 girls.
2 girls, 1 boy. Okay. Well, thank you for those tips. I love them. Short and simple, so thank you.
Who else could I pick?
Thank you, Kalekye. How are you looking good as always?
Thank you.
Look who I'm with. So,
Guys.
Oh.
Kidogo tu tunarecord.
By the way, I love that about Kalekye. I've been on set with her at K24. She's like, I need silence.
I mean, really, we
She's
gotta
a
work.
pro.
I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I'm
But it's
sorry.
good. That's why you've been in the game for a while.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate you calling me. We've just done an interview. You'll see it on her channels. I'm going to link Kalekye's channels below. And I'm so enlightened.
No, I'm really
Surely.
glad that you came.
Yeah.
And, you know, just to show people that you could be a person who has access to all the knowledge, but maybe there's something you don't know.
Yeah.
And you need to just open your mind to new things.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's it,
So it's
yeah.
about obstetric fistula.
Yeah.
But there will be information on her channel on that.
Absolutely.
But yeah, just telling her thank you and telling you guys we need to educate ourselves.
Awesome.
Big time.
Yeah.
Alrighty, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.